Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair, and it's booty time. And this is shiny, yeah, a bit of bling on there, so that's quite nice actually. That's in quite good condition. I might keep hold of this case for one of my retro machines. I've got some I need to put together, at least one, so I think I might keep hold of that one. They're no use to me normally because I can't ship them anywhere anyway. They're too heavy and mostly they're in bad condition as well. So they mostly go in the trash, unfortunately. But this one I think can keep it. I have one or two more beige ones as well. So it looks sort of retro. Probably more from like the P4 era. Has 4 of the USBs on. Has a sound card in this one and a graphics card. Probably was a games machine back in the day, yeah. Won't be anything powerful by modern standards, but might be a nice basis for a retro gaming machine, I think. 04 is the year, so 20 years old, just a couple of months ago. This must be something like a Pentium 4, I would think. Let's see. And in fact, that's exactly what it is. Oh, and this is a similar motherboard to those other ones we've seen recently. This is PT8 version 01. Has the hard drive with it. Has a stick of RAM with it. Socket 478. One of these quite nice, fast release type heat sinks on this one. Yeah, all in all, that's in good condition, to be honest. Has a palette, a graphics card of some sort in there with a little fan on, and it has what looks like, oh, a rather nice sound card. Right, I'll get the stuff out of this because if I use this case myself, almost certainly I'll have something different in it. Yeah. And the motherboard, sound card and graphics card could be worth a little bit. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so MSI Neo, well, PT8 Neo version 1. And all the capacitors are gone. The last ones I had similar motherboards all had corrosion in the RAM slots. Now, these have come from somewhere else. And I need to sort out all those other ones, by the way. In fact, I have a few more of them. That's something for another week. These look a lot better than the other ones I have, which I need to go back to and clean them all. In fact, I have a few more of those machines now, actually. Yeah, that looks much better. So on this one, I think it's just this problem with these capacitors. I say just because who knows what else could be wrong with it. Yeah, they've definitely gone. Look at those. Okay, definitely gone. Right, so we'll change the capacitors. What are they? 3300, 6.3 volts. I have those. Hopefully this one will then work. The graphics card that came with it is this one. Oh, it's an FX 200. It's nothing special. Okay. And the sound card is this one, which is maybe a little bit more special. So this is Sound Blaster Audigy EAX-HD. Oh, that might end up in the computer I'm putting together, the retro one actually. Yeah. So nice. And probably worth a little bit, that one. Right then, let's get these capacitors sorted. I've changed the capacitors, look. Nice new capacitors in there now. Let's see if there's any shorts on here on the 12 volts. That looks okay. Right, so no problem there. I'll connect it all up. We'll get the analyzer card and let's see what this one does. And here we are, ready to go. There's no onboard VGA on this, but we can just see what codes we get. Hope it fires up after I change those capacitors. Power on, start. Well, it goes Yeah, it does. It's asking for a graphics card. Okay. Put the nice purple one in. The FX 5200 AGP. I've attached the capture card. Let's see if it works. Okay. Again, start. Go. Yep. Yeah, there we go. So obviously it's looking for a hard drive. It came with a hard drive. Let's see if we can boot the OS from this. Okay, so I've attached the hard drive. What does it do? So it's a 2.8 gigahertz. Yeah, but the Windows is corrupted by the looks of it, so it's not going to boot Windows from it. Yeah, it's saying please repair the archive of program installation of Windows, asking for the original CD-ROM. Press R to start repair, but I don't have the CD-ROM, so yep, can't do that unfortunately. Okay. But the motherboard looks good, so let's have a look to see what it's worth, and also the graphics card and sound card. I haven't tested the sound card, but almost always they are working, I have found. So let's see. Well, this is the motherboard. So there's two offers on sale, one for 56, one for 67, and a third one for 25. Yeah, they're all the same motherboard. These two have the IO shield, which I have. So price all over the place on the asking price. Have any of these sold? Let's have a look. Sold items, search. Yeah, look at that, you see. So that one's sold in June for £90. Okay. That's a different motherboard, so that is of no relevance. That's a different one again. That's a different one again. So only that one. So one sold for £90, but then there's two on offer for about 60 and one for a lot less, yeah. So I think we can only say that the average price is about 60. Maybe there's one cheap one around, but this one did sell. Similar boards are selling. So one would assume that you're going to get the same sort of price. Yeah. So let's say 60. Let's have a look for the sound card. I've had these before. I think they were about 25. Okay, so no, about 16. Okay, that sort of price. So we can say 65, about 80 roughly, based on average pricing and what is sold. So the graphics card isn't really worth anything particularly, maybe £20 as well, but it all adds up. So we probably still have 80, £90 worth here, or euros at least. So that wasn't too bad. Let's have a look at something else. And maybe we'll stay lucky. Actually guys, just before we look at the second one, I just want to show you this. So this is the ASRock motherboard, the one which takes the Athlon processors that just does not complete the boot cycle, or rather the power on cycle. So it powers up, all the voltages come up, and then nothing really happens. Now I did say, and the analyzer did also tell us, that it's likely that there's no clock running on the board. I checked around the BIOS socket, this was corroded, I cleaned it using the scope. I can see that the processor never gets to the point where it reads the first instructions from the BIOS. So it's not a faulty BIOS, it doesn't even get that far. But a very sharp-eyed viewer noted that one of the crystals is missing, okay? And I did promise, yeah, I said I would take another look at this. So there is some corrosion, we know this on this board. These are the two crystals. This one is the clock gen chip itself, okay? And that's the one that you spotted missing. Now, I was a little bit unsure. Was there ever a crystal here? This looks like kind of like tarnished, like there never was. And if you look, it's kind of like raised up as well, the solder. And I would say this has never been fitted on here. There never was a crystal there. And I doubt this board didn't function from the factory. But if we also look on the other side, that crystal goes here, and you can see from the pads, this was never soldered. Okay, it was never soldered. If we look at one of the ones that is soldered as a comparison, here you can see the legs coming through, yeah? And this is smooth. So that crystal was never fitted on this board. I mean, bear in mind, motherboards often have the same PCB but various revisions of the motherboard, so this is why you often find things that are just not fitted on here. Another good indication that was never fitted is the crystal would have two small value capacitors right next to it, connecting together, one end to ground and then one end to each of the terminals. Probably would have been those two. Again, not fitted. On here we see them fitted, these ones. They're typically about 22 picofarads. Again, on this one, one here, and that was never fitted, okay? So it would seem that that isn't the reason that this motherboard doesn't actually work. It could be a faulty clock gen, but you can't really get these chips particularly anymore for these old boards. And this board, if it was working, is maybe worth £18 anyway. I'll keep it on one side a little bit longer though, guys, so you can reply again. We can talk about it more. Why not? It's all part of the fun. And here is another machine. That's sort of silvery colour. Case not in very good condition on this one. Beige CD-ROM. If there was ever a graphics card fitted, it's not in there now. We have onboard VGA, so maybe there never was one. We have 4 USBs on this, which makes me think Pentium 4, like a lot of machines seem to be that I'm finding at the moment. But guys, guess, because it will take me a couple of minutes to get the screws off, and you have that amount of time in which to say what you think this might be. I'm going to say Pentium 4. It seems to be the most common machines I find. I'm sure you'll agree. Okay. Let's see. Pentium 4. Intel motherboard. Yeah, looks like one. Intel desktop board. These boards seem to be very reliable. I think everyone I've ever found has been working, so obviously I've jinxed this one now. Yeah, but these tend to be very reliable, and they tend to hold quite a value on the retro market. This has 3 DIMMs fitted. I'm not quite sure if that is actually a valid configuration. Always have this like kind of a blank space on these boards. They always seem to have an area here where they couldn't find anything to put on there really. It's also a complete machine with a hard drive. Maybe this one boots if that one works. So let's take this one apart. Let's have a look what we've got. But hopefully this might actually be worth some money. And here it is. Looks nice and clean. Intel desktop board, D865G8F, GBF, D865 PERC. I've had quite a few of these boards. I've got several of them already. I seem to recall these were fetching in excess of £100 each.
There's a little bit of fluff and dirt on it obviously, but that's going to be expected. But otherwise it looks good. Let's check for short circuits. That looks good. Okay. I'll leave the memory configuration as it is for now. We'll get the analyzer, the cables, and let's see what it does. Well, I was just looking to see where the switches go, and I spotted that there is one problem with this motherboard. So this capacitor is bad. It looks like it's probably part of the RAM supply. All the capacitors on the CPU, VRM are looking good. In fact, they are the polymer type, so they don't really fail in the same way. So I will change this one first and then we'll test it. Let's see. So power on, and it's started and shut down by itself. Started again. It's booting. We're going to get a picture out of this. Right, bleeped, sounds promising. Yeah, what I said about the reliability of these boards hasn't failed me. Just power it off, back on again. Huh? Yep, just asking for a boot device. Okay, let's get the hard drive. So this came with a 160GB Seagate Barracuda. Okay. IDE. Let's try it. Let's see if this will boot. I'd say it's coming on by its own, by the way, just because the CMOS battery is discharged. That's quite normal. Okay, so this has Windows 7 on. I thought it might have had XP, but it has Windows 7 on here. Control delete, it's saying. Legal advice, yeah. Accept whatever it's trying to say to us. And there's a password on this machine, so I'm not going to go in there. It's somebody's stuff anyway. But what we can say is the motherboard does work. Well, there's one that's sold for parts only, asking £40. There was an offer made, that's why there's a line struck through it. There's one that was sold, working, like the one I have. £121, okay? So these do sell for good money. I have maybe 3 of these. No, I have more than 2, I'll say that much. So yeah, another one there. I can take a good offer on anybody interested. I must get my retro hardware shop together because my lockup is getting a little bit full at the moment. So hopefully guys, soon, yeah. Anybody interested in this stuff, hey, you know where I am. Okay, so not a bad little stash there. A couple of machines. We had another look at the one which doesn't work, which basically has no clock as far as I can see, and we know it wasn't the fact that one of the crystals wasn't there because it never was. Hope you enjoyed that, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon with some more car booty. Ciao for now, guys.